Well, for more on the domestic and international chaos of the Trump administration, I'm joined now by Peter Matthews, live from Los Angeles. He's the author of Dollar Democracy: How to Reclaim the American Dream, and he's also a professor of political science at Cypress College. When you look at all the stories then that over the last week have emerged, Trump's unexpected comments about transgender people in the military, his outburst against Jeff Sessions, a failed third attempt to repeal Obamacare, and now the worsening relations with Russia, the bad news just keeps coming for the White House, doesn't it? Is this an administration in crisis?
Well, I think that he is not only facing, but helping to create a tsunami of crises. A whole bunch of them in a row. And it's not entirely the objective situation. It's really what he's doing at times. For example, this transgender, declaring that transgender people cannot serve in the military when it was legal for the last year. That was completely unnecessary for him to do that. It's created a split in his own party, actually. Many other things, as you mentioned, several of them, and it is a crisis administration right now, and it'll get even worse if he continues to do these things. And he needs to be a lot more settled and measured and get experts to help advise him and stay off of the tweets, stay off the Twitter. That's a major problem, creating policy through Twitter. So I would advise him to really take advice from others who know better.
Yeah, I think a lot of people in his own administration would like him to stay off Twitter, wouldn't they? You talk about a division within the Republican Party. What about Republican supporters, though? How is all this playing with Republican supporters?
Well, here's the numbers. It's about 80% of the Republican voters are supporting him still. But that's only about 35% of the entire electorate. And he was at a 40% approval rating 2 weeks ago by a Reuters poll. That 40% has dipped down now to 35%. And dropping pretty rapidly. That's only 2 weeks ago. He was 5% down from 2 weeks ago. And that is very dangerous because it seems like a trajectory of going downward with all the investigations going on, for example, and his conflict with Jeff Sessions, the Attorney General, who was one of his most loyal supporters, and how he vilifies him and denigrates him publicly. And it looks like he's trying to get Sessions to step down voluntarily so he can appoint a new Attorney General who then will be compliant and even help to fire Bob Mueller, possibly, the special investigator, which is the special counsel, which is a very important thing. If he fires Sessions or Mueller, all bets are off, and Trump will have a major problem and crisis in terms of the possibility of impeachment that will be on his hands. So he needs to really change course, if he can, even if it's not too late right now, to shore up his support.
How does he change course, though? How can this administration pull this back, particularly with all those questions about Russian involvement in the election still unanswered?
Yeah, he could let the investigation continue without him interfering with statements against the investigators. And he's also concerned about his own personal financial records being investigated by Mueller. So he's very concerned, but he should just be quiet about it, let the investigations take place, and support the rule of law. So that way people will see that this man is actually more rational than what he's appeared to be so far, and they'll have more confidence in the president. He'll start with that, his style of ruling, and stay off the Twitter, like I said, and be a very serious, project a very serious type of aura about him as a president, the world's leader. Supposedly, the U.S. president is probably the world's leader in a lot of ways, but he's not projecting that at all, and it really creates uncertainty among his allies, our allies as well, very much so.